Thank you to the sponsor of this video, LEGACYBOX. By 1919, the U.S. population was growing again, up to 104 million people. The country was adjusting to life following the war, and new turmoil was rapidly changing things for Americans, from prohibition and women's suffrage to racial violence across the nation. Here are the important events from the year 1919. On January 6th, former President Theodore Roosevelt died in his sleep at his Sagamore Hill estate in New York. At just 60 years old, he left behind one of the most colorful legacies in U.S. political history. Then, on January 15th, disaster struck Boston when a massive molasses tank burst, sending a deadly wave through the city streets. 21 people were killed, more than 100 were injured, and the incident became one of the strangest industrial accidents in American history. The very next day, on January 16th, Prohibition became the law of the land, as the 18th Amendment was ratified. The manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol were banned, ushering in an era of bootleggers and speakeasies. In Hollywood on February 5th, four of the era's biggest stars, Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith, formed United Artists, a bold new studio that gave actors and directors control over their own work. Oregon introduced the nation's first gasoline tax on February 25th, charging 1 cent per gallon, with the money going toward building and maintaining roads. The next day, on February 26, President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation designating the Grand Canyon as a national park. What had long been admired as a natural wonder was now protected for generations to come. On April 28th, Leslie Irvin made history in Ohio when he leapt from an airplane to perform the first intentional free-fall parachute jump, a stunt that would lead to modern skydiving and military airborne operations. May 25th was the date that the very first female self-made millionaire, Madam C.J. Walker, died. She had made her fortune selling cosmetics and hair care products for African-American women. On May 29th, Charles Strite filed a patent for a small invention that would forever change American breakfasts: the automatic pop-up toaster. On June 4th, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, granting women the right to vote, was passed by Congress and sent to the states for ratification. The Treaty of Versailles was signed in France on June 28th, officially ending World War I. Germany, who was not involved in the negotiations, was forced to sign the treaty, accepting responsibility for the war and agreeing to harsh terms, including significant territorial losses, disarmament, and hefty reparations payments to the Allied powers. On July 24th, a riot in Washington, D.C. left 6 people dead and about 100 injured, following the report that a black man raped a white woman. 4 days of mob violence against blacks without police intervention led to the black population fighting back. 2,000 federal troops were called in to restore order to the district. Only 3 days later, beginning July 27th, Chicago was rocked by another outbreak of violence, with 38 people killed and over 500 injured during a week-long race riot. August 11th brought us a new football team from Wisconsin, the Green Bay Packers. The team was founded by George Calhoun and Curly Lambeau, and was named after the Indian Packing Company, who first sponsored the team. Also on August 11th, the nation said goodbye to industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie, who died at the age of 83. Carnegie helped build the American steel industry, and in doing so, made himself the richest man in the world. By September 24th, baseball history was made when Babe Ruth hit his 28th home run of the season, breaking the single-season record. He would finish with 29, cementing his place as the sport's new superstar. On September 30th, tragedy struck in Elaine, Arkansas, when white mobs and federal troops killed hundreds of African Americans in what became one of the deadliest racial conflicts in U.S. history. Political turmoil followed on October 2nd, when President Woodrow Wilson suffered a debilitating stroke while campaigning for the League of Nations, leaving him partially paralyzed and largely incapacitated for the duration of his presidency. Just 2 weeks later, on October 17th, the Radio Corporation of America, better known as RCA, was created, marking a new era in communication and broadcasting. On December 10th, Woodrow Wilson was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to promote the League of Nations, which established a new world order based on international cooperation. And just after Christmas, on December 26th, news broke that home run king Babe Ruth had been traded from the Boston Red Sox to the New York Yankees for $100,000. This move would forever change baseball history and leave the Red Sox cursed for the next 86 years. Recollection Road loves to recommend LEGACYBOX because we both believe in preserving the past. If you have a cluttered closet with cherished home videos and photos that rarely see the light of day, then you need to visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection. These irreplaceable heirlooms are rapidly fading away, and they deserve to be digitized and shared with family and friends. And right now, LEGACYBOX is offering you $9 tape transfers. The process is simple. Send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, and pictures. Their team will professionally digitize everything by hand, right here in the USA. You'll get the originals returned to you, along with organized digital copies. I love LEGACYBOX because it makes all my favorite memories available anytime. I can post them on social media or pull up a slideshow on my TV, which keeps special family moments alive. Visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to shop their $9 tape sale. That's LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to unlock this incredible offer. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn & Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.